Hello and happy holidays. I'm Desmond Shaw and you're watching Holiday Lights, a SoCal tradition. I'm going to be your personal guide as we take you over some of the hottest holiday attractions in Southern California. And once we're done flying above, we're going to be back at ground level for some fun first-person interviews, and we're going to get your thoughts about what makes the holidays in Southern California so special. So sit back, relax, grab some milk and cookies, and enjoy this great holiday experience.
Well, here we are over the beautiful Candy Cane Lane in El Segundo on the 1100 block of East Acacia Street on this cul-de-sac here, where you've got more than a block of homes that are just all decked out here for the holiday season. And this is a Candy Cane Lane tradition that has been going on every year since 1949. So it's East Acacia Street and California. That's going to be the cross streets. This Candy Cane Lane, as I widen out, will show you each of the fantastic homes right here. We're kind of up right against LAX's airspace, so may just be able to show you the homes on the north side here, but you can just imagine all of the effort that goes into making this what it is. I really love this house right here. There's got to be, I don't even know, 5,000 or 10,000 lights on this tree, and looks like you got Looney Tunes for the theme going on. We got Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, the Roadrunner down there, Tweety, Yosemite Sam. So that's a fantastic one. And here we've got this really cute little polar bear out here greeting all of the residents. So this is pretty interesting. I read this on LAist.com that this Candy Cane Lane here in El Segundo is actually the inspiration for a brand new movie that just came out called Candy Cane Lane that's starring Eddie Murphy. And because of that, they're actually expecting even more visitors to come this year to come check all of this out. And that's on top of the estimated 3,000 to 4,000 people that they get every single night while this is going on. So they had their festivities all get underway the weekend of December 10th, I believe, and it's going to be going on through New Year's Eve. How cool is this? This is a train that they have set up here. All kinds of trains going around on the tracks. I really love that one. This is a completely free display, and this is one of those ones where you're going to need to park and get ready to walk in because they keep the cul-de-sac shut down to automobile traffic so that people can come out here and stroll around and have the street to themselves and enjoy all of these holiday lights. Some of the other Candy Cane Lanes that we're going to be checking out, of course, are car friendly and see some pretty crazy traffic jams, but this is one where you're going to kind of want to just get ready, wear some comfortable shoes to come out here and take in all of the fantastic holiday lights. And this is really a big community effort here where everyone kind of pitches in to help out. You know, some of the older residents here may need some help from some of the younger residents, and everybody is really happy to lend a hand on this one. So even though it is free, there is a donation jar at the end of the cul-de-sac near Santa's sleigh. And the donations go to help, well, pay the electric bill on this. Obviously, these folks are shelling out quite a bit of money, even if we have some, you know, pretty energy efficient displays out there with some LED light bulbs or solar panels. This is, you know, all still coming out of these fantastic folks' pockets. So that's where the donations go, but then anything in excess of that gets donated to St. Jude's Hospital or other children's charities. So that's pretty cool. So if you come down, bring some walking shoes, maybe a couple of bucks, as well as your thermos of hot cocoa as you come out to enjoy this one. This is just such an awesome, awesome time on East Acacia Street in El Segundo, one of the brightest, jolliest celebrations in all of Southern California. All right, well, we're going to continue our tour through the South Bay. I think we're going to be headed down to Candy Cane Lane in Torrance next.
What I enjoy most about the holidays is taking the time out to really think about the people who you love. You know, as you write Christmas cards, as you send out gifts, it really makes you think individually about people and why you love them so much, and then share that love throughout the year.
Well, here we are over the Candy Cane Lane, or really the Candy Cane sprawling neighborhood of Sleepy Hollow in Torrance. Another fantastic celebration, much different than the one that we were showing you earlier in El Segundo on East Acacia Street, where you have the one street with every single home that is decked out, and that's like a total pedestrian experience into the cul-de-sac. Well, this one is a huge neighborhood. In fact, it's so big I can't even put it all on the lens of SkyCal. We're talking about some of the streets here that are off of Carroll Drive and Prospect, Doris Way, The major streets nearby are Pacific Coast Highway and Calle Mayor, but look at how cool this is here as I zoom in on Sherilyn Lane. And I just love how just about every single tree in this neighborhood, there's got to be more than 100 of them, and they all have lights in them. You can just imagine all of the collective hours it has to go into making a whole neighborhood celebration like we're looking at right here. So this is one of the younger Candy Cane Lane traditions that's been going on. Apparently started in 1984 and reportedly started with one of the residents here was just stringing up some lights and saw that his neighbor across the way was doing the exact same, and they thought, you know, why don't we just make a holiday tradition? Let's talk to some of the neighbors and see if we can't start a Candy Cane Lane here in the South Bay. And so they sent out some flyers, and they said, you know, don't be intimidated. If you need some help, you know, that we can all lend each other a hand. And as I widen out, it has just ballooned into this fantastic festive display here. It's just it's so fantastic. I'm not aware of any other large-scale celebration like this one. Now, because it is so large, this is very popular with cars, just kind of cruising through here, especially on the weekends. And we've come and taken a look at this on a Friday night in years past, and boy, get ready here because you're going to be seeing a lot of red lights and the white headlights that will be kind of helping to accentuate the holiday displays, if you want to put a positive spin on it. That is to say that this area could be gridlocked with cars as we approach Christmas. So, you know, if you are willing to come out and venture the treacherous Southern California winter weather, then definitely, you know, come out here with the family and just get ready to peruse around some of these streets down here. Doris Way, Shaylin Lane, Messina Avenue, Circle Drive. Just so much to see out here in this area. And another reason to come out and walk is that they have some concession stands out here. Some of the neighbors, not just selling hot cocoa and cookies and other sweet delights, but I was reading that apparently there's a stand out here that sells Spam Musubi as well. Very, very unique. I don't think I've ever heard of any other community event where they were selling that at Christmas time. So if that is your forte, you might be able to come out and find that as well. In the Sleepy Hollow neighborhood of Torrance, off of Pacific Coast Highway and Calle Mayor, a little bit more specifically, Linda Drive, Robert Road. I'm sure you can find it yourself, just if you're coming on the weekends, like I said. Get ready to spend some time in your car or come out and stroll and look at all of the hours that have gone into making this incredible Candy Cane neighborhood here in the South Bay in Torrance. Well, here we are over the 115th annual Newport Beach Christmas Boat Parade. 5 festive nights here in the largest recreational harbor on the West Coast. Just learned that about Newport Beach tonight for this incredible competition that's been going on for more than 100 years. So hard to believe that this amazing competition started with only about a dozen or so boats, and it has now ballooned to hundreds of all different sizes, getting completely decked out here. Check this one out up here. This is called the Disco Dragon, and you saw it's got some really awesome pyrotechnics going on. You got Snoopy there up top. Oh, that's so cool. I've been filming this for 5 or 6 years. I can't remember ever seeing any pyrotechnics on any of the different boats here, so that is a very, very cool thing to see. We'll see if we can offset a little bit here towards the coast and show you some of these incredible vessels, some of my favorite ones here. We've got an Abominable Snowman themed one right here, and then this one is just so classy with these kind of icicle colored lights, and then it's just amazing the variety that you'll see, because it's not just yachts. I mean, obviously they're the ones that get all of the attention here, but you've got, you know, boats of all kinds of sizes. Sometimes there's just a couple of little kayaks out here. So here's a couple of the smaller ones and some sailboats. Folks really go all out for this. Some of the yacht owners have been known to spend more than $10,000 a year to get their boat looking like this. Here is one of the most colorful ones right here, one of the most vibrant for sure. This has got to be one of the very top boats, in my opinion, here. They've got Santa up top. We saw that they have some snow that comes out of the chimney where Santa is there as well. You've got the big polar bear, the snowman, the Christmas tree, really everything with that one. So this is viewed by more than 1 million, I believe I read 1.5 million people every year are here to check out or see the festivities at the Newport Beach Christmas Boat Parade. There's different ways to view this as well, either from the shore, or you can actually get a ticket to get on a smaller boat and get out here in the harbor with the boats themselves. That would be a very cool experience. Obviously, there's restaurants in Newport Beach that also go all out for this. And so there's also a competition called the Ring of Light that has become just about as prestigious as the boat parade itself, where you have homes like this that are also judged in different categories. Wow, that is one of the most spectacular homes I've seen in all of Southern California. You know, we've been looking at candy cane lanes and all kinds of different ones. And then I think we have found my favorite boat of all, just because it is so unique. Check this out. It is basically decorated like the solar system. You've got all the planets right here, a rocket ship there in the middle, and then I love this touch. You've got, it looks like carolers out here singing, and you've got a UFO that is beaming them up into the mothership. So, so cool. Never seen one like that. Here's another Grinch-themed boat. So, boy, if I had to judge, I think I would have to give it to the solar system boat, just because it is so, so unique. But that little boat with the pyrotechnics is also very cool. How much fun along the 14-mile parade route for the 115th annual, can't believe I'm saying that, 115th annual Newport Beach Christmas Boat Parade. One of my very favorite things to film all year long. Always look forward to it.
Favorite holiday tradition is making tamales with my family. My husband and I's family, both of our families, will make tamales, and it is just so yummy when you're done and you get to eat them for days, but also just making them together, it really brings everyone together.
Well, here we are over Woodland Hills, and one of the oldest candy cane lanes in the city of Los Angeles, off of Oxnard Street and Labao. So north of the 101 freeway off the Winnetka exit, very close to Pierce College, is where we're taking a look at this candy cane lane that started in 1952. According to an old article I was reading in the LA Times, apparently it started with a group of housewives that would meet regularly for social gatherings over coffee, and they decided, why don't we start a candy cane lane? And they were all into it. And they got their husbands involved to put up all the lights, and it just kind of spread like wildfire throughout the neighborhood. So Labao Street and Oakdale Avenue are the two main streets where you're going to see lights. So you can see not every home is decorated, but if you were watching us around Halloween, you may recall that I visited this neighborhood as well. So, you know, that's a lot of effort to put up really awesome Halloween decorations, and then by the time you get them all taken down, it's time to just put up all of these holiday lights as well. So it is a lot that goes into all this. These huge inflatables right here. I love this Santa Claus, the reindeer, the snowman. So they have the lights on until 10 o'clock on weeknights and 11 o'clock on weekends. And this is all going to be going on until New Year's Eve. A little bit of a pro tip. If you're going to be coming down to this area on a weekend, it can definitely get gridlocked in this area. So you might consider just driving ahead up near Pierce College. There's lots of street parking there, and just come and hike in and walk the different streets here. There's 8 square blocks for you to come and enjoy up until New Year's Eve. And you know, how are they able to get a tradition like this going for so long, to keep it enduring now for more than 70 years? Well, apparently it's very well known if you're going to buy in a home, into a home in this neighborhood, that you're making this commitment, or you might draw the ire of your neighbors. Real estate agents tell their prospective clients, if you're going to buy a home here, this is known as being a candy cane lane. So, you know, it's perfect if you're into the holidays and ready to commit to that. And, you know, with home sellers themselves, you know, telling new owners, oh yeah, you know, don't forget, you're buying yourself into a candy cane lane. I know there's different ones around that actually have contractual obligations for it. I don't think it's like that here, but it's not quite that serious. But still, you know, you have more people than not that get into the holiday spirit here, just north of the 101 freeway off of Winnetka Avenue. You can come and take a look at some fantastic holiday decorations going on through New Year's Eve till 10 o'clock on weekdays, 11 o'clock on weeknights, just off of Winnetka and the 101 freeway here in Woodland Hills. Well, here we are over the incredible Descanso Gardens and the enchanted Forest of Light. Now, first a little bit of history on this magical area. Descanso Gardens, altogether about 160 acres. First opened all the way back in 1950. Back then, it was a private ranch that was owned by the Body family. When the ranch was sold in 1952, neighbors were pretty concerned about new development. Apparently, this was one of the potential sites for Disneyland, if you can believe that. So they asked the county actually to buy the land and turn it into a public garden. The county agreed to purchase the land to keep it in the public trust, but they weren't honestly doing very much to keep the gardens up, and so some locals in this area actually organized the Descanso Garden Guild, an all-volunteer group. And over the last 55 years, the volunteer group has evolved into a nonprofit that manages all aspects of the gardens, from maintenance to fundraising to new exhibits, and they have an annual budget of over $15 million. So now, as we go to the Enchanted Forest of Light. So this is their holiday celebration. They also have a Halloween one that you may have remembered that we looked at called Carved, but here we are at the holiday season. I just came here recently. This is a really, really incredible exhibit. Enchanted really is the best word that you can use to describe what you're going to see here. They have some popular returning illuminated favorites, including an entire town of magical stained glass. Really, really love that. Creations on the main lawn by contemporary sculptor Tom Fruin. Sparkling geometric installations from I believe you pronounce this Hybycozo. It's Hybycozo, the Rose Garden. I can attest that was definitely one of the highlights. The geometric metal shapes that this person or a person's created was just so incredible to look at. So captivating, so mesmerizing. So you have the flower power on the promenade, the exquisite lighting effects in the ancient forest, which I think that was my absolute favorite. You go into the ancient forest and it really kind of reminds you of something you would see out of Jurassic Park or Endor. You remember the Forest Moon, of course, and the Return of the Jedi that was actually filmed up in Northern California. But this landscape looks exactly like that. And it's just lit up in this magnificent, hypnotic color. So amazing to see. So there are 10 areas in all. We're showing you little bits and pieces of each. The first one that you're going to see is called Flower Power, which is like this really neatly packed rows of light up flowers that flicker on and off. And then you have the Star Garden, the Pixel Grove, which is just a very relaxing area to sit and reflect around. Mulberry Pond, where they have this giant moon display, like a full moon. It was so cool. Something they call the Symphony of Oaks. Fantasy Forest, which is very, very peaceful. The Luminous Lawn and the Ancient Forest, like I mentioned. The Spectral Sanctuary. And finally, you'll go through the Garden of Good Fortune, which is kind of like an Asian motif. A really, really great way to end the walk. We actually did 2 loops of this because I was just so captivated by all of the displays. And what I love as well, before you even get inside, they have this really cute little marketplace where you can go and buy drinks to bring in. They also let us bring in some gingerbread lattes of our own. And they also have some drink cans scattered once you're inside as well. So don't worry if you missed that. But you absolutely have to check out the gift shop before you leave. They have fantastic additions for any garden or outdoor space. Really, really cute Christmas ornaments, candles, all sorts of stuff that make for some excellent presents. I bought a couple of things here for my family as well. So as I should let you know, as cute as it would have been to bring Duke Dog here, Descanso Gardens is not dog friendly. There are some public trails, though, on the perimeter of the gardens that are dog friendly in the daytime. Just thought I should throw that out there. So this is all running until January 7th from 5:30 to 10 p.m. The entries are timed every half hour to kind of allow everyone to spread out through the garden so that no one area ever gets too crowded. Tickets are $35 to $45 for adults, so a little bit cheaper if you're a Descanso Gardens member. Tickets must be purchased in advance. DescansoGardens.org for more information on the amazing Enchanted Forest of Light. I cannot recommend it more.
During
the holidays, my favorite thing to do specifically right here at home in Southern California is to go surfing, and I love that. I love surfing, but I feel like there's not a lot of people across the nation that can do that. They're dealing with the snow, they're dealing with the cold, and here in Southern California, it's normally sunny and beautiful, so I love going down to the beach.
Well, here we are over a true Hollywood icon, all decked out for the holidays as well. Of course, it's the Capitol Records building. So did you know this was actually the first record label to be based on the West Coast and inside the world's first circular office building? Completed in 1956, Capitol Records building here, 13 stories tall, which was a maximum height that was allowed in that time in Hollywood, about 150 feet. And it was designed by Walt Beckett. That's the same architect that also gave us the Music Center downtown, the Cinerama Dome, another amazing Hollywood legend that we've looked at before, the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium, and the department store that now houses the Peterson Museum. So the circular design and the spire on top, everyone's always said how it looks like a stack of records with the spindle, and you'd be forgiven for thinking if that was what Capitol Records was going for with this building. But believe it or not, that was apparently just a total coincidence how that all happened. The real story is actually, I think, a lot more interesting because it's pretty ironic to think about, but when Capitol Records first saw the design of this building, they really weren't into it. So they actually commissioned another design that was just going to be kind of a boring, normal rectangular building. And according to the Wall Street Journal, when Capitol Records showed the circular and rectangular designs to their lenders, well, the lenders liked the circular tower idea because they thought it would draw more attention and it'd be easier to lease out that space. So there you go, pretty crazy. At the very top of the building, there's a little red light. Lately it hasn't been working very consistently, but a fun fact about it is that the light blinks out the word Hollywood in Morse code, and at Christmas time, as we are here, it blinks Merry Christmas. In 1992, for their 50th anniversary, it blinked out Capitol 50 for the entire year. And this is pretty cool. When they first switched that light on, they had Layla Morse throw the switch. She is the granddaughter of Samuel Morse, who invented Morse code. So the building, of course, also houses the world-famous Capitol Studios, the echo chambers, where many of the most famous musicians of all time have recorded, from Frank Sinatra to the Beach Boys. In fact, Frank Sinatra was the first artist to record here for a record called Frank Sinatra Conducts Tone Poems of Color. And so the echo chambers were designed by guitarist and musical pioneer and inventor Les Paul of guitar fame. I'm sure you've heard that name before. According to DiscoverLA.com, the echo chambers are 30 feet underground and they can create reverbs that last up to 5 seconds. And one of the best examples that you can hear that in today is on the Beach Boys song, Good Vibrations. Out in front of the building, Vine Street, is the only street where the Walk of Fame branches off from Hollywood Boulevard. And so, of course, here in front of Capitol Records, all the stars are for some of the greatest recording artists of all time, including all 4 of the Beatles. They all have their own individual stars here. Pink Floyd, the Beach Boys, Roy Orbison, Garth Brooks, Neil Diamond, a lot of the bands that they help promote and really kind of take to the next level. And one of those is one of my favorite bands of all time, Duran Duran, who some people may laugh at this at the time, but back in the 80s when they were like the biggest thing on the planet, they were known as the Fab Five. I digress. Now, I don't know about you, but every time that I am driving south on the 101 and I pass by Vine, see the Capitol Records building, you really feel like you're in a world-class city. It's just such a mainstay of the city, and of course, one of the most iconic fixtures of Hollywood. And here it is, all done up for the holidays, and it's wishing you a Merry Christmas in Morse code. The Capitol Records building at Hollywood and Vine.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the sights and sounds of the holiday season. My personal favorite, I think, are those big walk-through light displays like Lightscape at the LA Arboretum. You may remember 2 years ago, that was actually my very first look at this segment. We now have hundreds of those. A gingerbread latte, dressing up Duke Dog in a Santa outfit, and walking down Christmas Tree Lane in Altadena, another holiday favorite for sure. Stick around. There's more holiday lights, SoCal tradition, when we come back.
Well, here we are over downtown Los Angeles and the largest outdoor ice skating rink in the entire city of LA. At about 7,200 feet, it's the Pershing Square ice skating rink. So they opened this the week before Thanksgiving. It's going to be continuing through the new year, actually all the way till January 16th. And this was actually ranked in the top 10 of all ice skating rinks in the entire country by USA Today's Reader's Choice Awards. Pretty cool. So when you come here to do a little bit of ice skating, don't be intimidated and don't be surprised if you find some really, really good ice skaters here. Over the past couple of weeks that we've been checking this out, we've seen people zooming around and spinning all over the place. They really could probably be, or certainly look like they could be, on the Olympic ice skating team. But again, don't let that be intimidating, because right next to that skater that's going to be doing pirouettes or whatever, there's also going to be somebody slipping and sliding and falling down, first timer. So it is welcome for all skill levels here at the Pershing Square ice rink. And what better setting than to be immersed in our beautiful downtown LA skyline? You can look up and see most of the tallest buildings from right here in the heart of downtown. And by the way, shout out to the Perch, which is also right across the street at Hill and 6th. Such a cool restaurant. In fact, I was kind of thinking, like, how could you make a really awesome downtown Los Angeles day? You could make a whole day down here. You wouldn't even have to drive to enjoy it. If you had the ice skating as the central activity, and I was thinking about getting the Perch in there. So here's what I was thinking you could do. If you come from the San Fernando Valley and you want to come down, you can take the B line. A lot of us still know that as the red line. And it's great because there's a stop right here at Pershing Square. You can also transfer to that station or to the nearby historic Broadway station from some of the other train lines via the brand new regional connector. But from those Broadway stations, this is a pretty short walk, only about 10 minutes, I should say. So get off the train, hit up the Perch. You're going to enjoy the incredible views from there. They have a full menu, from snacks to entrees, anything you could possibly want to drink. I can vouch that they make a really great charcuterie plate. That would be my recommendation. You got the beautiful outdoor patio. The interior is really nice too, in case it's too cold outside for you. But once you're finished there, stroll on down to the ice skating rink for an hour or two. Then maybe you head a couple of blocks west over to Spire 73. Inside the Intercontinental Hotel, they're on top of the tallest outdoor observation deck in the Western Hemisphere. You could enjoy dinner there or a nightcap. That would be such a great day. And, all that money that you're saving, not having to park or pay for gas, you can put that towards dessert at Bottega Louie, just down the street as well. So skating here, pretty good value too. It's only $20 for general admission. That does include ice skates. They also have lockers that you can rent out for a nominal fee. They have gloves and socks. They have people that can help you as well if it's your first time ever skating. And in addition to the skating, if you've ever been interested in learning about curling, that's a quirky Winter Olympic sport that's really kind of piqued a lot of people's interest in recent years. Well, they actually are offering lessons on select mornings here at the Pershing Square ice skating rink. They also have DJs spinning records on the Wednesday nights and classical Sundays in December with classical radio station KUSC playing the greatest in classical music for you to skate along to. And just know, though, if you do plan on coming down here, that tickets need to be purchased in advance online. That's holidayicerinkdowntownla.com for more info on ice skating in Pershing Square, a fantastic downtown LA tradition for more than 25 years now in a winter wonderland here at Pershing Square in downtown LA.
Some of my favorite holiday traditions would be, growing up, we always went to church and enjoyed the Christmas cantata or the Christmas reduction, the Christmas play. Loved the carolers. And Christmas Eve, just sitting around the house with matching pajamas and watching Christmas movies, just being low-key and enjoying the Christmas spirit.
Well, here we are at one of the very coolest places in the entire Inland Empire, really all of Southern California, really the pride and joy of the IE and the holiday time. It is the Mission Inn in downtown Riverside. So awesome, so historic that it has its own exit off of the 91 freeway, all decked out here with their Festival of Lights now in their 31st year. They really go all out with this amazing public display, which, by the way, was voted the best public display of Christmas lights by USA Today. How about that? So, really fascinating story here with the Mission, and I just love this story. Did you know it dates all the way back to 1876? It started off as a boarding house. It was known as Glenwood Cottage. It really took off after Frank Augustus Miller bought it from his dad, and he turned it into a full-service inn And it was like the best timing of a businessman ever, because Riverside was getting ready to go through a citrus boom. It was almost like a second gold rush. That's what they call it, really, at the beginning of the 20th century. So much money was made in citrus in the Inland Empire, and that was a boon for Miller. So it turned from a little boarding house and a cottage into this massive structure, a mishmash of different architectural styles, which is so cool, so unique. You just don't see buildings like this. It really is true when they say they don't make them like they used to. You have so much going on here. You have a little bit of Mission Revival, Spanish Colonial, Mediterranean, Renaissance, several other styles going on here. And besides the eclectic architecture, apparently the interior is filled with some antiquities from all over the world, different eras. As a matter of fact, they claim to have the oldest bell in the Christian religion here at the Mission Inn. Dates back to the year 1247 AD. That's crazy. They also have something inside known as the famous Flyers Wall, a big memorial to all of the greatest aviators of all time, like Amelia Earhart. So they have a really great restaurant here too. I can vouch that they make a mean cheese plate to pair with a great glass of wine. So when Miller died in 1935, he passed this on to his family, but it kind of approached some turbulent times by the 1950s. Some of the older rooms were actually converted into dormitories for nearby UC Riverside. And then there was a plan to maybe even turn this into a college campus for a university from New Mexico that was looking to build a new western campus. That idea didn't come to fruition. And so by the 1980s, this place was in really rough shape, so much so it's unfathomable to think today, but this was all going to be torn down. That was until the amazing Dwayne and Kelly Roberts came along. So they spent 7 years and $55 million to upgrade this place, bring it up to the modern era, and turn it into a full-fledged luxury resort. And this is a real luxury resort. As a matter of fact, it is a AAA 4-diamond hotel, which really puts it in the upper echelons. But they have put so much love and care into this place, and they continue to do it to this day. So the Festival of Lights was Kelly's idea. Like I said, this is the 31st year running, and they actually broke tradition this year by starting a little bit early. You know, I've actually noticed that. It seems like all over Southern California we have the tree lighting, some of them even before Thanksgiving. It really does seem to get a little bit earlier every year, but they just could not wait to get out here and deck out this amazing building with all of these lights. Boy, if there is anywhere you've got to visit during the holiday season, you've got to put this on your list. Obviously, if you live in the Inland Empire, it's a must-do. This is worth sitting in traffic on the 91 or the 60 freeway to come out and enjoy this. The Mission Inn, such a cool story, such an amazing building, one of the very best displays in Southern California. As I zoom in on this adorable little merry-go-round here. Love this building and love downtown Riverside. While you're here, this isn't the only thing here. Downtown Riverside, a very cool place to spend some time. But it doesn't get any cooler than the Mission Inn. And here we are over Altadena in the world's oldest large-scale outdoor Christmas display. That's right, anywhere on the planet. This is the oldest one. Christmas Tree Lane here, Santa Rosa Avenue between Woodbury and Altadena Drive. This, you know me, you know what a history nerd I am, and I absolutely love this. This has been going on since 1920, so more than 100 years now. They've been decorating these deodar trees here for several blocks. I've learned that there's 134 trees in all, that according to Pasadena Now. So this is such an awesome story. It all begins with the founder of Altadena. His name was John P. Woodbury, and he planned on building this massive estate here at the top of what is now Santa Rosa Drive, or Santa Rosa Avenue, I should say. He loved deodar trees. He saw them when he was on a trip to Italy in the 1880s, and he thought that they were just the most beautiful trees he'd ever seen. And kind of ironic, he saw them in Italy. Now here they are in Southern California. They're actually native to the Himalayan mountains, so John had to have all of these seeds shipped from India, and then he raised them on the ranch land that he had bought here with his brother Frederick. And Frederick nurtured the little seedlings for a couple of years, and then they hired scores of Chinese laborers to come and actually plant the little seedlings. And then they also, when you come along here, you're going to notice there's these rain gutters as well. You see the kind of cobblestone rain gutters, very, very unique. The immigrant laborers built those as well. So he had all this preparation done for this grand estate here, and then there was a huge real estate crash in 1888. And the value of the land plummeted, and I guess his fortune did as well because the mansion was never built. So he did all this prep work. This was going to be the grand entrance to his amazing estate here. He actually wanted Altadena to be kind of akin to Beverly Hills, actually even before Beverly Hills existed. I mean, we're talking about the late 1800s here. He had bought all of this land from the old Rancho San Pascual, about 900 acres of land in Altadena. And this was supposed to be like a really exclusive enclave. I believe this was, pretty close to the Gilded Age. But anyway, that's where these trees came from. So the home was never built, but the trees did indeed thrive. In fact, John, before he even had this idea, he had a friend at the Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C., and he telegrammed that guy and was like, hey, are these trees, I love them, but are they going to be able to grow in the Southern California climate? He said, yep, they should be able to thrive here. No worry. And indeed, you can see that indeed these trees have thrived here over the more than 100 years. So now fast forward to 1920. That was when they first lit these trees up. That was actually a man by the name of Frederick Nash, who was a department store owner. He owned a department store in Pasadena called Nash's. And he's the one who came up with the idea for lighting up these trees. So he enlisted the Pasadena Kiwanis Club, and they both agreed to split the cost. Back then they had to rent the lights. So to rent the lights and to pay for the electricity, they agreed to split it, and they started this tradition. And it started basically with carolers that would help turn the lights on, and then people would walk down the lane. This is before cars became really widespread. But then by the later 1920s, this was starting to get a lot of attention. And the Kiwanis Club, in addition to helping get all of the lights up on the trees, they also gave disadvantaged youth car rides to come up and down Santa Rosa Road to come and check out all of the festivities. So it's just so awesome to be able to say that we have the largest large-scale outdoor Christmas display in the world right here in our own backyard in Altadena. And of course this is free, but by the way, if you are going to partake, you may consider going to ChristmasTreeLane.net. That's the organization's website. You can learn about volunteering, possibly even sponsoring, or just making a donation via PayPal to help out with all these folks and all of the amazing effort that it goes to decorate these 134 deodar trees. Christmas Tree Lane, one of my absolute favorite places to come during the holiday season. All right, well, let's see what we're going to get into next on our Holiday Lights Tour.
The thing I love most about the holidays is being able to sit down and eat a nice dinner with family, just sitting around the table after cooking all day together, and especially at Christmas, because you get a good Christmas Eve dinner and a good Christmas Day dinner. You get kind of a 2-for-1 on one holiday, but I love just sitting around the table and talking and enjoying the meals with family.
Well, here we are over beautiful downtown Culver City for Southern California's latest tree lighting festivities. And here it is, a beautiful 22-foot-tall tree here at the corner of Culver Boulevard and Main Street. Culver City's been doing ceremonies like this for almost 20 years. They had some great performances by some local schools and their local choirs down there singing Christmas carols before they lit the tree up. Why not show you the wider festivities? Tons of great holiday lights. And check this out. You know, we've been monitoring a lot of these tree lighting ceremonies, and we've seen fireworks, we've seen all kinds of different features, but this is the first one where I've seen that has featured real snow, and they've constructed some really cool sledding ramps. So very, very festive time here in downtown Culver City. The latest tree lighting festival. Going to be a fantastic holiday season down here, that's for sure.
Just experience. I really like experiences, and I was talking to my friend earlier that the first time I've actually tried skating was in New York, and the fact that I can skate without a jacket on here in Southern California is incredible. So experiences, ice skating, traveling, and spending time with family and friends.
Well, here we are over Long Beach at yet another tree lighting. This one particularly festive here at the Long Beach Terrace Theater. Check this out here. They just lit up the largest Christmas tree in Long Beach, measuring 64 feet this year, and they are celebrating it with a fantastic fireworks display visible from all around the downtown Long Beach. Very, very festive time here. Very colorful lights. I believe I read more than 500,000 lights down here. The festivities taking place until 8 o'clock this evening. Just the latest city to get in on the holiday festivities, and what a way to do it here with these fantastic fireworks and a huge Christmas tree in front of the beautifully decorated Long Beach Terrace Theater.
My favorite part of the holidays is really the colors, the lights, getting together with family, and actually coming to this rink is something that we do every year. That's what we love to do. Coming here to this rink, yeah, it's our favorite part, yeah. It's warm, so it's not super cold, and you get to have fun and try not to fall.
It's the San Fernando Valley's largest menorah during the Festival of Lights. The Shabbat Jewish Center of Studio City hosted its annual Hanukkah Live on the CBS studio lot here in Studio City, dubbed San Fernando Valley's largest menorah lighting ceremony. Hanukkah Live held at City Walk in previous years.
I like coming here, actually. This is the yearly tradition of ours. We come here every year with our kids, and besides that, we just like everything else about the holiday. Christmas is a, good time of the year. It's our favorite time of the year, actually.
Ringing in the holiday with a bang. Thousands of people packed the streets of Manhattan Beach for the annual Christmas fireworks show. SoCal had a bird's eye view of the festive fireworks display shot off the end of the Manhattan Beach Pier. The city has held the event now for 25 years.
Being with the family, and when I dress up, because I do dress up like this certain fellow, but I like to see everybody smile when they see me, and the kids get all excited when they see me, because I do look pretty real, because I don't need the phony beard. That's what makes it work.
Snow in LA, you better believe it. Families flocked to South Los Angeles for the annual Lamert Park Snow Day. The neighborhood village turned into a snowy winter wonderland. Attendees enjoyed over 120 tons of snow, carnival rides, food for local vendors. They even hit up the ice skating rink.
So I'll say the thing I enjoy most about the holidays is Christmas Eve. So having dinner with the family and just like hanging out, sitting around the tree and eating food and drinking wine. It's not about presents, everyone's just there together. I'm Australian, so my favorite thing to do traditionally was actually to go to the beach. So usually it's midsummer over there, so I used to love going to the beach and like sort of swimming and then doing a little bit of surfing or something like that, and then going home and just chilling out and eating leftovers. So, yeah.
One of many sounds of the holiday season. Last-minute shopping isn't always about getting gifts, but also Christmas trees. Lots across Southern California keep busy well into the holiday season, since some people wait until almost the last minute to pick that perfect tree.
And all of this hard work by these very busy elves of Wakefield Court is going to finally pay off to start off the Christmas season with some holiday magic.
We're seeing the lights!
Wakefield's Winter Wonderland brings thousands to the Santa Clarita neighborhood every year.
I think they're really cool, and I don't know how these people did it.
Each house
it's the Grinch one over there.
Sparkling in its own creative theme.
All the lights?
At this Southern California Winter Wonderland.
It's beautiful, I love it.
Yeah.
We come here every year.
It's holiday cheer for everyone who comes by. In Saugus, Amanda Starrentino, KCAL News.
Well, that's it. Thanks so much for watching Holiday Lights, a SoCal tradition, and thank you so much for welcoming me into your home. From everyone at CBS News Los Angeles and KCAL News, have a fantastic holiday season.